What do you make of the president's approach when it comes to dealing with Russian President Putin? You touched on his dealings with the Chinese leader, but what do you make of how he's dealing with Putin?
Well, thank you. That's one I left out because, of course, there was the encounter that they had in Vietnam, but also then Mr. Trump's talking with the press about how Putin continues to deny any Russian meddling in last year's elections and how Trump himself was inclined to believe Putin. And that last part was really regrettable. And President Trump seemed to walk it back a bit subsequently because his whole intelligence community, including his own people in positions at the CIA like Director Pompeo, are quite firm in their conviction that Russia indeed did meddle. Now, I understand why President Trump doesn't want to dwell on that. It seems to challenge the legitimacy of his own electoral victory, and it also seems to impede any U.S.-Russian cooperation on issues that divide us. And on that latter point in particular, I'm sympathetic to Donald Trump. I think that he's right to want to walk down the antagonism in the relationship between the United States and Russia. I actually give Trump credit for correct instincts, where I think a lot of the foreign policy community in the United States has simply decided that Putin's our adversary. And, the foreign policy community is right that Putin's a tough guy and not such a good guy. But I don't think we can really afford to view the U.S.-Russia relationship in fundamentally adversarial terms like that. And so I think Trump's instincts are actually correct for wanting to improve the relationship, but he's got to be careful. He can't say things that are demonstrably wrong, and can't seem to take Putin's side on issues where Putin has been doing things that are injurious to American interests. So I'm somewhat sympathetic to President Trump's instincts, but he's got to do a better job in the implementation and execution.